Hi YouTube, it's Lena and I'm here today with my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. For those of you that don't know, this is $25 a month. It is an upgraded version of Ipsy, which was $10 a month, where you got like, you know, little samples for the most part and the occasional full size. They're all full size, and for the most part, they are all higher end products. Occasionally, like I did in July, I did get a drugstore item, but it was from Pixie, so it's kind of a higher price drugstore item. And I really like it, so it was okay with me. But before I get into what I got this month, let me go into what I got last month. First off, I got an IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I did not keep that. I swapped that away on mysubscriptionaddiction.com because honestly, I don't really care for it. It's okay, but it's nothing special, and I know some people live by that mascara, and you do you, but I don't think it's anything better than anything you can get in a drugstore. And because a lot of people do like that mascara, I can swap it away for some stuff that I actually want. So that was an easy swap away. And the next thing I did not keep, I actually gave to my sister, and I'll go into it in a second. It is the Wander Beauty Liquid Highlighter. I'll insert a picture of it here. It's not that it was bad, because it was a liquid on one side and it had like a small little solid cream highlighter on the other. And if it had been a few shades lighter, I probably would have kept it for myself. But as I explained to her, as I had to literally chase her out the house with it, because she was so like, are you sure you don't want it? Are you sure you don't want it? I don't want to take it if you actually want it. I'm like, girl, please take it, because what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to try and use it up as quickly as I can by putting it in my moisturizer. Whereas if you guys saw my favorites video with my sister, I can link it down below. She is a couple of shades darker than me, so the color actually works for her, and because she has much drier skin than I do, she will actually take like a liquid highlighter and pat it on her cheeks, whereas I won't do that. I would at least rather have a cream on my cheeks because, well, you can still see it at the end of the day as the highlighter, not the glowing mess that I am right now. So I no longer have those two products because, like I said, swapped one away, gave one away to my sister, and I'm sure she's going to enjoy it immensely. Next is something that I just forgot to bring in here because I left it in my bathroom. It is the Touch and Soul Moisturizer. I will insert a picture for you right here. I do like this moisturizer. I like the gel formula. I like that it's hydrating without being really heavy, which oily ass skin, as you can see, I need that immensely. I admittedly like the Sunday Riley moisturizer I got in June a little bit more, even though it's a little bit thicker. I just think it does a little bit more for my skin rather than just what is honestly kind of a basic daytime moisturizer. I like that the Sunday Riley one has like vitamin C in it and stuff like that. But I mean, I still like it. I'm still going to use it, and eventually I'll use it up and it'll be great. But I would probably not purchase that one, whereas I would at least consider, as expensive as it is, purchasing the Sunday Riley one. At least if I could get it on a discount. All right, now the stuff I actually have here. I have the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palettes. I've actually been really liking this palette. I forgot to take pictures of me wearing it. Like, I did that last month and it was great. This month, totally forgot. But this is what it looks like. It is really, really pretty. The mattes, I had a little bit of trouble swatching them last month. With a brush, they apply much smoother. So that was good. I will say you get a little bit of fallout from these glittery shades, but you know, spray down your brush, maybe put on a glitter primer first, and you're good to go. This is really gorgeous. And for a high-end palette, it's not that expensive. So it's definitely like within the range of purchasing. And I know that they have like a ton of these. I actually just swapped for the Coral Obsessions palette and just got it in. That's what I was hoping would come in this new box, but it didn't, and I'll get into that in a moment. Next is, like I mentioned, the Pixie product. This is the Pixie Glow Mist. This would have been great if I had gotten it before I took one in a swap box. This is actually the one I took in the swap box because I've used it a few times, and I just didn't feel like grabbing the other one that's like kind of put away right now. I do really like this as something to kind of like settle the immense amount of powder on my face that I have to put on to keep myself remotely matte. And I know people say, well, isn't that just making you glowy again? Well, I go on top of that with a matte setting spray. And for the most part, it all works. Now, we're in the high point of hot ass summer right now, where even though I'm filming at night, It's still hot. I'm still filming under a ring light, so I still get really damn glowy after like 20 minutes of sitting under this light. And I'm on my 3rd video of the night with 1 more to go. So as you can guess, I get oily no matter what I do. But otherwise, I really like this. Like, I'm sure in the winter, I'm gonna love this. And also it smells really freaking good. So yeah. And I did do an add-on last month, the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. This came in the regular bag, but I decided I liked it. It does smell like watermelon, which is awesome. It has these little black, what I'm guessing are supposed to be like black seeds in it. But as soon as you rub it in, they disappear, so I don't know what they do. It is a hydrating primer. The only time I wore this was on days where I knew I wasn't going out. It does hold on to makeup really well, and it feels great going on. So as soon as it gets a little bit cooler, I'm gonna be busting this out and using the whole thing up and loving it and probably buying the full size. It's just the wrong time of year for me to be using it a lot right now. So I had to be picky about when I used it. All right, out with the old and with the new. All right, so actually I have the Coral Obsessions palette in here because I got them both today, so I just threw it in here. But that's what it looks like in case you were curious. Because it's like, oh, well, I have it in here. Let me show it to you. I do have 2 add-ons, one of which turns out I actually own. And I forgot, so I'm going to make a note to use up the one I own shortly. And we'll see if I want to keep this one from there. This is the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later Mattifying Face Primer. I forgot that I had swapped somebody for this early in the year, and when I saw that you could purchase it for $3, I was like, hey, that's awesome. I've been wanting to try that primer, forgetting that I had already gotten one. So we're just gonna put this aside right now, and we're gonna work on the one that I know I have open. The other thing I got, which I know I don't own because I'd never heard of it, it is the, I cannot quite say this easily, the Camelico sheet mask. We have a recipe peach mask, and it's not facing the other side, so I'm going to have to actually open it. But we have a peach mask, and what I think is a blueberry mask. Holy mother, that was loud. Yep, a blueberry mask. But yeah, they had a couple of different things of sheet masks on there. This was the one I grabbed. You guys know I love sheet masks, so I was like, heck yes. Now let's get into the actual box. For one thing, they didn't give me an info card this month, so what the frick? On one hand, I got a couple of things in here that I've been trying to swap for a while, so I'm happy about that. But on the other hand, there's a couple of things in here I'm not as into, and I'll explain as we go along. I'll start on a high note. I've been trying to swap for these brushes forever. They are the f.a.r.a.h Be Beautiful BU brushes. And I have written down in my new notebook what these are worth, but I'm just gonna, insert it down below. But usually I like to say, because I have, the info cards with me. Anyways, they are an eye brush set. And I like f.a.r.a.h brushes. I've gotten like single ones through Ipsy before. Okay, it's not a tear, it's an open. So I was like, a whole set of them in this really pretty silver color. Sounds awesome. But they had 2 sets going out this month. This one and a newer one, but because I haven't been with them for that long, I'm guessing they went ahead and sent me the older ones, which it's just an eyeshadow brush set. Y'all know how it is, but they feel really soft. I can definitely use them. It looks like we have a couple of crease brushes, do they say on here exactly what they are? We have a large shading brush, a wing brush, which is what the kind of angled one, mini tapered blending brush, just a regular tapered blending brush, and a short shading brush. So I will definitely be playing with these and very happy to get them. That's one of the things that I was really happy with. The next thing, I'm not mad at it. It's not the palette that I wanted. I wanted the Coral Obsessions palette, but I was able to swap for it, so it's not nearly as big of a deal now. But the thing is, I originally didn't buy this palette because it's very similar to the first volume, which I do own. It is the Balms in the Balm of Your Hand Greatest Hits Volume 2, which I'm gonna keep it because I got it through my box. I obviously didn't pay full price for it, so It's fine, but I didn't want to pay full price for something that a couple of the shades repeat from the volume 1. I will have to insert a picture of it here because I meant to grab it and then forgot. But this is what the volume 2 looks like. Now they did lower the price between 1 and 2 because they took out the cream shades in this one, which is fine. But my complaint was this bronzer does not work on me, so I have to use it as an eyeshadow in that palette, and I will in this palette. And I think they should have included the, what is it called? The Cindy Luminizer instead of the Mary Luminizer in this one because it's a more pinky highlight. It would have went very well with the kind of more mauve tones that they picked out in here. And it would have worked great. And I think they have this, one of these shades, I think it's the Alice Copper one in that palette as well. So like they double upped on a couple of shades here. I know a lot of people have Frat Boy, but I actually don't. I used up my mini of it earlier this year. I think now they're discontinuing the N-Stain blushes, which some people were guessing is why that this was in an Ipsy box. And we have Down Boy. So it's got some really pretty shades in there. That's great. It's got some from the Nude Dude, the Meet Matrimony, which is really popular, the Meet Matte Adore, which is not as popular, and the Bon Jovi Rockstar palette, which I do own. But it's fine. I can't remember what the other two options were. One of them was a Tarte palette that I managed to get from a friend of mine, so I'm glad I didn't get that. And another one, I can't remember what it was, but I'll probably like insert it down below if I can look it up and figure out what it was. Like I said, I wanted the Huda Beauty one, and I'm glad I was able to get it otherwise, but this was not what I would have picked. But like I said, it's still a really pretty palette. It's very neutral. It's definitely something that I would probably mix with a different palette. Honestly, I don't know where I just put it, but I think it would actually go really well. Like pull out some of those more shimmery shades out of here. Yeah, and that would go great, honestly. So I do like those kind of tones on me. Like they really make my blue eyes pop. Next, this is something that I always got in the regular Ipsy bag too. So I was a little kind of about getting it in here. Like they had some nicer brands of polish that went out. So I kind of wish I'd gotten that, but I like the color. So honestly, it's fine, and it is a good polish. So I was just a little bit kind of like, but I used to get that regular one all the time. It is the Sundays polish, number 44. They are vegan and cruelty-free. They are missing a lot of kind of the nasty chemicals that people used to put in nail polish that now like almost nobody puts in them. Some people were complaining that this is like a puke green color, but I like the pastel green, so for the most part, I'm okay with it, but it's just more like, but I could have gotten like a Smith & Colt nail polish, I think it was. That would have been cool. This I decided to list for swap because like the last time I got a hydrating mask, this just is not made for my face. It is the Ahava Hydration Cream Mask. I'm gonna list it for like a month. If nobody picks it up, then I'll try it, but yeah. The mask, let's read the back. Powered by Osmometer, infuse and nourish thirsty skin with this active hydrating mask. A rich, creamy texture softens and smooths skin, providing intense hydration and comfort. Apply once or twice a week, rinse after 3 to 5 minutes, or leave on all night. So I do like, a sleeping mask every once in a while, especially after I use like a not a deep hydrating, but like a deep cleansing like charcoal mask. I like to go back in with a sleeping mask on top of it. I don't need a full size of it. Like I can buy like those little packets from the Sue brand from Walmart and be set. And lastly is something that I did want to swap for many a times and just couldn't quite get it. I actually got 2 palettes this month, which I thought was a little crazy. But this is a blush palette, whereas the other one is kind of like a full face palette. I should have opened this before, but I didn't because I didn't think about it. Yay. Anyways, this is another drugstore brand, but it is a full palette, and NYX palettes are kind of expensive, so I'm totally fine with getting it in this box. I'm sure I would have just gotten like one of these colors in a regular Ipsy bag. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Blush Palette. Yeah. So like I said, I wanted to swap for this for a while, but nobody that had it wanted anything that I had. But now it's something that I can take off of my wants because I got it in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, which is where a lot of other people got it from. So yeah, that is it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the bag because I'm happier with the palette rather than if I had bought it full price. And I can swap this, it's fine. And if I don't, I'll try it. It's not a big deal. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.